Hi, and welcome to another live. And we're going to stick with the Mondays and Fridays from now on, but this is going to be our last Wednesday. So I hope we're going to enjoy it. It is going to be probably the hottest Wednesday we've had. It's definitely hotting up outside. And we've got plenty to talk about today. We're talking about stayman again on weak hands, but also when you've got both majors. When you've got both majors, I'm going to talk about some teams. I'm also going to have, I'll do it now. Look at this. Look at this. I got sent this. What do you think of that? That was from Judy. Thank you, Judy. A face mask for me there. A sort of personalised one, I suppose you could say, so that's great. And I'm sure we'll need that. Alfie's, there's one for me and Helen, which is brilliant, and we've got an Alfie dinosaur one made by my sister, so we're now set up as a family. And shirts, well, here we go. It is. I did promise you short sleeves, so there we go. It is pretty warm, so I hope you forgive me for that. And yes, I thought I wouldn't wear it, no. And of course on shirts, I'll just quickly mention my shirt technique, which is being used for the books. You've seen that on set 1 of the ebooks on the quizzes. And then we've got set 2 there, just neatly. In fact, let's just look at that, because it just beautifully flicks in. There you go. All pictures, of course, taken by Helen. And so you can get those on Amazon. And on the Kindle app, etc. They're just 48 questions, and they're just a fun, very neatly devised, so that you get a question, then the answer, question, answer. Very similar, of course, to the bidding quizzes that we have during the seminars, and I'll certainly have some more on the new site that we'll talk about halfway through. What about the teams this week? Sorry, last week. Last week I got beaten again. However, I had a chat with the card gods. They're going to give me the cards this time. Not that that should matter, because you want to defend, etc. But it would be more fun, perhaps, if we're watching to see a few more hands my way. Although, to be fair, our opposition did bid a slam when on the cards that I held. I have to say, I wouldn't have wanted to be in the slam. They overbid, shall we say. And this is what's so difficult in bridge. You can do the right thing and get a bad score. Pete played the hand very well, actually. He was in 6 no trumps. When you're in a bad contract, doesn't mean you don't try and play the hand very well. So Pete played the hand in the best way he could, and of course his 6 no trumps made. But when he saw dummy, he would have been very disappointed, because I think on the bidding he was expecting 16 points and dummy only had 13. So everything said he was going to go down, but of course we can't. You can't. It's always difficult. Is it good to bid to a slam that makes? Even if it needs a finesse and this and that. So, you've just got to grin and bear it. And what's difficult, of course, particularly in the format of teams, is if they make the slam, you lose 12. If they go down, you gain 12, for those of you who understand it. So it's a 24 imp swing. There was another slam that our teammates bid and went down in, and of course another slam that both sides missed, and again those were both the east-west. So what's going to happen is I'm going to bid a slam on this Friday and go down confidently, but I will still smile and slurp a little bit more of, what am I going to have this Friday? Let's have a think. Rosé or white, I don't know. Or maybe red. Maybe that's where I've been going wrong. Maybe that's where I've been going wrong. I need to fortify myself with some red wine. We'll see. Okay, let's look at a quiz. All right, this is what I left you with on Monday. So have a look at this. And it was 1 spade you opened and your partner responded 1 no trump. So 1 spade from you, 1 no trump from your partner. And what do you think? Okay. So you can always tell we're in the middle. There's a lot of passes coming through. And a lot of 2 no trumps when I say a lot of passes. So we've got a balance between the two. So we'll look at that after we've had a look at the seminar. So let's go over to the seminar. And what we're going to look at today again is stayman, and we'll start with the same as we did last time. So the little ditty, stayman is used for 4, transfers for 5 or more. Stayman is used for 4, transfers for 5 or more. And if we just remind ourselves of, I'm going to find the mouse, remind ourselves of the responses. 2 diamonds says I have no 4-card major, 2 hearts says I've got 4 hearts, and 2 spades says I have 4 spades but not 4 hearts, i.e. you bid 2 hearts when you've got both majors. What's important here is that what we're going to be looking at today in a moment after the first part of the seminar is responding with weak hands, bidding stayman with weak hands. And what that means is I don't want you to have any other different responses here. You'll come across the odd person who'll play 2 no trumps to show both majors. That does not work if you want to be able to use 2 clubs as an escape mechanism, which can be very, very handy and does come up quite a lot. So we'll look at that in a moment. Let's start off with the idea of opener's second bid. What does opener need to do? Well, he's opened 1 no trump. He's responded to stayman. Hopefully he's got that bit right. So he's responded to stayman. There's 2 things that he might have to do. He may have to decide whether to go for game. So if his partner has invited, so if you look at the top of the screen, if your partner has invited you, okay, then you've got to choose game. So if your partner bids 2 no trumps, you're choosing pass or 3 no trumps. And if your partner's raised your major, you're generally choosing between pass or 4 hearts. Okay. However, something very important here. Now, probably 95% of you are playing what we call promissory stayman. You don't really need to know that. If you're playing a normal system, then your 2 club bid, i.e. stayman, promises at least 1 4-card major. Okay, and that's important. You do need to know if you're playing this. Most of you will be playing it. When I'm playing with Brian on the Friday night, then we are not playing it because we're playing 4 transfers. Again, you don't have to know how that works, but our stayman would not promise a major. However, if your stayman promises a major, it's important in these kind of auctions. For example, 1 no trump, 2 clubs, 2 spades, 3 no trumps. Can you try to explain to me what the stayman bidder has? So he's bid 2 clubs first, then he's rebid 3 no trumps. What do we expect to be in his hand? Exactly, we expect him to hold 4 hearts because he has not agreed spades, and he surely must have 1 4-card major and 13 or more points. Thanks, so it should be more enough for game. Okay, so 13 or more points and 4 cards in hearts. I don't mind a good 12, but it should be a good 12, i.e. you've evaluated as 13. But the key is we're expecting the stayman bidder to hold 1 major. If he doesn't agree the one you've bid, then he must have the other. And that, as you're going to see in the auctions we're going to see in a moment, is going to be very important indeed. So let's put that into perspective and see how the auction will go on this hand. So it's West to open, just 12 points, but we're going to bid 1 no trump. Nice, good, weak no trump there. Weak in 2 suits, but it still doesn't bother me. And East has a lovely hand here, 14 points, but if he's got a fit in spades, he wants to play in spades. So the auction goes 1 no trump, 2 clubs, partner. Have you got a major? 2 hearts. Yes, I have. I've got 4 hearts. 3 no trumps. Now, you might have thought I'd gone missing. I was going missing because I wanted to see a string of 4 spades there. So now, clearly, don't get me wrong, it's a lot easier when you can see both hands. But let's work out what's gone on here. Whenever, assuming you're playing the normal type of stayman, whenever you are responding to stayman and you have 2 4-card majors, you should expect to finish in one of them. So when East rebids 3 no trumps, he feels that he has described his hand. Partner, I have 13 or more points, and you know that I've got a major. So when it comes back to West, then he bids 4 spades with confidence. Okay, so this is important. So if you're playing normal stayman, and as I say, the term for it is you can sometimes call it promissory stayman. It's actually usually used in other versions, as in if you're playing non-promissory stayman. So it's an unusual system. Not many people play it, but if your stayman does not promise a 4-card major, then that's a different matter. So 1 no trump, 2 clubs. Partner, have you got a major? Yes, I've got 4 hearts. 3 no trumps. Well, I know partner's got a major. I've got both of them. We must be playing in 4 spades because he doesn't like my hearts. And as you can see here, 4 spades is a good contract. 3 no trumps, you may well lose the first 5 club tricks. Okay, and even if you don't, you're likely to make 1 fewer trick than us in 4 spades. Okay, so tricky to get used to that. Okay, but remember, if you've got both 4-card majors, you expect to be playing in one of them. Okay, let's have a look at another. 1 no trump from West. 2 clubs, we've got the 11 points again. 2 hearts. Now this depends on your style here. A lot of people would rebid 2 no trumps here, which I think is fine. Okay, and that's what I'm going to bid. You can, if you have agreed with your partner, you can bid 2 spades there, which actually is a perfectly reasonable agreement. What I mean by that is 2 spades, says partner, look, you know, I've got 4 spades, by the way, and if you don't like them, bid 2 no trumps. It's a little bit more complicated, but it is actually a reasonable system. Remember, on weak hands that we're going to look at, you only ever bid 2 clubs on weak hands if you've got both majors. So that if your partner bids 2 hearts and you were weak, you would have passed. So in this auction, 2 spades could be used as a natural bid with the hand you've got. The advantage, very little, except that if partner's minimum and you have a spade fit, you play in 2 spades rather than 3 spades. Okay, but I'm quite happy with 2 no trumps here, and of course then West passes. It's important that though West has 2 decisions to make here. Are we playing in the major and are we in game? So West passes, saying, partner, I'm minimum, we don't seem to have a major suit fit, so let's leave it in 2 no trumps. Okay, so 1 no trump, 2 clubs, 2 hearts, 2 no trumps pass. Let's do one more on the stayman with normal hands, and then we'll look at some weaker hands. So this is the last one, probably the hardest one, as it were, that stayman can serve up. So you open a no trump with a rather nice hand, 14. 2 clubs, partner, have we got a major suit fit? 2 hearts. 2 no trumps, so we've seen that bid already. Of course, the East hand is the same, and it's West's bid. So 1 no trump, 2 clubs stayman, 2 hearts, 2 no trumps, and it's West's bid. Now, if you take your time, you can just add up all the, see how high you want to go, as it were. But the key here is you've got 2 decisions to make. So anybody bidding 3 spades here is only making 1 decision. You've worked out that you should be in spades. However, I think you're a maximum hand. For the 2 no trump rebid, your partner's showing his 11. I think you should be going for game. So the answer, of course, is 4 spades, not 3 spades. 3 spades would say, partner, look, I've got spades with you, but I'm weak. Okay? You don't have to apologise to me, Andy. You have to apologise to your partner. Okay? So, okay, but fortunately it's imaginary here. So 1 no trump, 2 clubs stayman, 2 hearts, 2 no trumps. Okay? So what 2 no trumps from East has said is 2 things. Partner, I don't like the major you've shown me. So surely I've got the other one because I bid stayman and I've got 11 points. From West's point of view, he's maximum and he's got 4 of the major. So assuming our partner's bid stayman on a normal hand, when I'm West and I'm responding, I'm thinking we're going to finish in 4 hearts or 4 spades here. Does that make sense? So as soon as I hear stayman from my partner, I am thinking with the West hand, we're going to finish in 4 of a major. I wonder which one it is. When partner bids 2 no trumps over your 2 hearts, of course it's going to be spades, but don't forget you've got to do that. It's not easy, that bit. It's very easy to think, I know, I remember this. I saw this in Bernard's seminar last week and he said I've got to bid spades, and it's easy just to do the 3 spade bid rather than that jump to 4 spades. Okay, once again, similar hand to the last one, of course, and your clubs are wide open, but in 4 spades. Okay. Exactly, Pi. If partner does not support hearts, he must have spades. So remember, this is normal stayman. If someone ever says to you, can we play non-promissory stayman, either say no or understand that their 2 club bid will not promise a major. Okay, there's only very few reasons for doing this. Okay. We are going to look at 4-3-3-3 hands, but I think we're going to look at those on Friday, although I have got them at the end of this seminar, but I think we're going to look at 4-3-3-3 hands on Friday. And in lieu of those, I got an email about SID, which I might mention on Friday, stayman in doubt. That was a blast from the past. I even looked it up in my Bridge Encyclopedia just to check it. Okay. Yeah, if you change the Queen of Spades to the Jack of Spades, you're medium. If you had 13 points and no intermediates, I think you should probably just settle for 3 spades. That's a classic teams decision. If you're teams, you go for game anyway. Playing pairs, if I only had 13 and no 10s, 9s and 8s, I would tend to just settle for 3 spades. Okay, so that's when you've got both majors. What about dealing with any response? And you're going to look at this first hand and think, God, that's never going to come up. But you will get hands that it's not unreasonable to bid stayman on. So here, for example, from my point of view with this hand here, if partner opens 1 no trump and it goes pass, I would feel bidding stayman is a reasonable choice. I've got a plan. And this is the key. You have to have a plan for the 2 diamond bid. Clearly, we're happy if he bids hearts and spades, but I would feel here that I can pass 2 diamonds. Can you see this idea? Now, if you're a relative beginner, you would have been taught that you need your 11 or more points. Okay, but generally here, what we're doing is extending it. So we're now used to stayman, we're happy with it. We're now going to use it on some weak hands. Okay, and there are 2 basic types of hand that you can use it on. Hands that have cards in the majors and are happy to pass a 2 diamond response, or weak hands that have 5 and 4 in the majors. Okay, and we're going to look at those in a moment. Okay, so here I am happy to pass what my partner bids. Bear in mind that if you've never played with a partner before, they might get a bit confused because you sometimes get interference. You've only got 3 points, your partner's only got 12 to 14, so it might go 1 no trump pass, 2 clubs from you, 2 diamonds overcall, and partner might feel the need to bid. Okay, but here, of course, my plan is 2 clubs and then pass whatever my partner bids. Okay. How about this one? So here we were discussing what we do with 11-point hands, okay? And we decided, quite sensibly, that they're not going to come up as often as weak hands. So with 11-point hands, we found that there was one set of them. We can bid 5 fours by transferring to hearts and rebidding spades. But with 5 spades and 4 hearts and an invitational hand, I'm going to just, I'm afraid, have to show one of them. Because what I want to do, I want to use this, I want to be able to bid stayman on this hand. Okay, I'm going to bid stayman and rebid, if I need to, below one no trump. Okay, so what I'm going to do is if it goes one no trump, I'm going to bid stayman. If my partner bids 2 hearts, I will pass. If he bids 2 diamonds, I am going to rebid 2 spades. And because that is below 2 no trumps, I regard it as a weak bid. Okay, and because 0 to 10 point hands come up much more often than just precisely 11, it makes sense to use stayman followed by a 2 level bid as a weak bid. Okay, so what I'm doing, the problem with a transfer is so let's say you transfer to spades here, you're forcing yourself to be in spades, whereas I'm giving myself 2 chances. Imagine your partner has 4 hearts and 2 spades. I'm gonna bid 2 clubs. If he bids 2 hearts, I'm happy, I can pass. If he bids 2 diamonds, I'm going to go back to 2 spades. So I think I'm keeping my options open, if that makes sense. All right, so what we're doing here is we are saying, partner, I can deal with any response. Again, you need to understand that if I respond below 2 no trumps over your 2 diamond bid, I am not saying I am strong. I am saying, partner, okay, you couldn't fit with my hearts, I'll settle for 2 spades. And as I say, remember, if you've got a very strong hand, you can bid a transfer and bid at the 3 levels. So there's no problem with strong hands. It's those little 11-point hands. But 11-point hands come up. How often do 0 to 10-point hands come up, and how often do 11-point hands up? You know, there's a huge difference. So what we're doing is we're focusing on some of these weak hands, okay? Okay. Remember, John's asking, surely if you rebid 2 spades, your partner might then bid 3 spades. Well, of course, your partner's got a weak no trump. He has no business bidding any more. I am the boss. If he opens 1 no trump, unless I invite him, he's got no business bidding again. So I am going to bid stayman with this hand. And when if my partner responds 2 diamonds, because remember, this is the crucial element. Can you deal with any response? There are 3 possible responses. Clearly, you can happily deal with 2 hearts and 2 spades. You are just simply going to pass and be very happy. If he responds 2 diamonds, I am going to rebid 2 spades, and I'm trusting that my partner understands that that is a weak bid. Okay? And he certainly shouldn't be raising me. Okay. So let's put that into perspective. Here is an example hand. 1 no trump from West. I did the mute there, but forgot to take the camera off. Anyway, you saw me getting a lovely drink, but hopefully didn't hear. That's the plan anyway. Yep, so we're going to carry out the plan. And what we're trying to do is give us the best of both worlds. So I'm going to bid 2 clubs here, and I'm just going to check if we've got a spade fit. If we have, we'll finish in spades. If not, then I'll bid 2 hearts. Okay, so I feel I can cope with any reply. So I bid 2 clubs, and my partner, of course, bids 2 spades, and I can pass. And in a way, all we're doing is getting ourselves out of a horrible 1 no trump. On Friday, the second part of Friday, of course, we'll be looking at 1 no trump double. Okay, 1 no trump double, and now it's different. Now you're going to want to escape with this hand, and you will not be playing stayman, as we'll see. But what we're looking at is the sequence 1 no trump pass 2 clubs. Now it's possible that West might have something to say. Sorry, let me work out who's bidding now. South may have 16 points in his hand, and he might even double your 2 clubs to say I'm strong, but that's not a problem to us. The point is, because it's gone 1 no trump pass, our 2 clubs is stayman. We haven't been interfered with, as it were, yet. So that's a nice auction. Let's put another one up. Have a look at this one. And ideally we should open a no trump. Remember, this weak no trump, so often you will have a weak suit, and it's crucial. I mean, the reason we do it is often to preempt the opponents. As it happens, you know, they've got. So let's bid a no trump. And it's the same again. Okay, same again. We're going to bid stayman and we're happy. Okay. The problem when you're 4-4 in the majors, so there's a good question there. Okay, when you are 4-4 in the majors and you bid stayman and you get the 2-diamond response, there's a problem. Well, we'll look at that on the next hand. Okay, so my plan here is to bid 2 clubs. If my partner shows me 4 hearts, I will pass. So let's see how the auction progresses. He bids 2 diamonds. That's disappointing. But now we go back to spades. So what we've done is we have sacrificed one element here, haven't we? We have sacrificed the element that we are playing 2 spades instead of our partner. And there is an element of sacrifice there. We prefer the stronger hand not to be seen. Okay? So we prefer, you know, we'd prefer the weak no trumper to play the hand rather than our 2 points. Okay? But I think finding the best fit is more important. So on the previous hand, when we did it with our 5-4, we found our 4-4 fit. Here, we didn't find a 4-4 fit in hearts, so we revert to 2 spades. It's surely safer to play in your 5-card spade suit. Now, don't get me wrong, your partner might have had 3 hearts and 2 spades, and it's not very nice, but we're doing the best. Okay, as Carol has said there, your opponents have no idea of your strength either. So when they hear you bid stayman, at first they think you've got 11 points. Notice that when you're playing stayman, you are not saying you have any amount of strength. Your opponents can ask you, so that if you are happy to play stayman on this hand, you need to say 0 or more. Okay, most people, most regular players will be familiar with this. Also bear in mind, if you don't like bidding stayman on weak hands, but you also use stayman when you have a weak hand with long clubs, you still may be weak. Can you see that? So you do have to bear that in mind. In this auction, a lot of you will be thinking, surely it's going to go 1 no trump, pass, 2 clubs, something. And it may well go something. If it does go something, 1 no trump, pass, 2 clubs, if South bids something here, well then, of course, West doesn't need to bid. So if it went 1 no trump, pass, 2 clubs, maybe 2 diamonds from South rather than West, West should pass now. Can you see that? Again, most people, it's not unreasonable. What would we do opposite a strong no trump here? Would you still want to play garbage? To be honest, I think it's reasonable still to play this system over a strong no trump. Surely there are more 0 to 7 point hands than precisely 8 or 9. So again, I think it's probably still worth having this weak option in stayman opposite a strong no trump. It's a finer line then, because there's going to be, clearly here, having 2 points opposite 12 to 14, you're thinking partner's not going to enjoy playing 1 no trump. And as you can see here, I would suggest that he might only make 3 tricks in 1 no trump. Can you see that? So, you know, it's going to be pretty horrible. Whereas if I give him another king, maybe he's going to feel a bit more comfortable in 1 no trump. But still, you know, if partner's got 2 points opposite a strong no trump, to be honest, I'd still fancy not having to play in 1 no trump. Yeah, good point, Camilla. So let's discuss that. I'm going to clarify. I am going to clarify the exact hands we're allowed to use, okay? So when we are weak, this will come up on Friday though, so I'm going over it stage by stage. It's one of the disadvantages of doing these little things. On the new site, you will get the opportunity to see, if you prefer, a seminar in one whole chunk, or you can pause it when you want to pause, but it will be there for you. So here, to respond on weak hands, you've got 2 choices. Either you feel able to pass a diamond response. So the hand I showed, the very first hand, was 4-4 in the major, but it had 5 diamonds. To be honest, if I was 4-4-4-1 with a singleton club and very weak, I would still be tempted to bid stayman and pass 2 diamonds. Not perfect. If I am 3-4-5-1, So that's 3 spades, 4 hearts, 5 diamonds. Again, I would be tempted to bid stayman. This is if I'm very weak. However, if I am this hand here with 4-4 in the majors and a singleton in diamonds, I do not feel that I can cope with a diamond response. So if I choose to bid 2 clubs, my partner bids 2 diamonds, what are you going to bid? Okay. Right now, don't get me wrong, you can choose to bid stayman, but know that it might go horribly wrong, but it might work out because you're bidding something, and as someone has already suggested, they've got no idea what's going on, your opponents, so they might not double you, whereas South might have 16 points, and if you pass, you can double them. She can double you, and then you end up being in trouble. So it's tricky, but what I want to do really here is pass. So 1 no trump, pass. Okay, because I do not believe I can deal with a 2 diamond bid. So let's go through this again. Whenever you use a convention, whether it's stayman, Blackwood, I don't know, Lebensol, whatever it is, any convention, what you do is you plan for every response. So when I use Blackwood and I bid, let's say 4 no trumps, I plan if my partner bids 5 clubs, if he bids 5 diamonds, if he bids 5 hearts, if he bids 5 spades. I plan for every response. If there's one response where I don't know the answer, I'm saying to myself, I can't bid that convention. It's the same with stayman. So if I choose to bid stayman, okay, what I do is I say, look, there's 3 responses to stayman, okay, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, and 2 spades. Can I cope with all of those responses? And if the answer is yes, then I will bid stayman. And I hope, as you've all seen, if I've got 11 or more points, I can always cope because I can rebid 2 no trumps. It's on these weaker hands where you do not want to be bidding 2 no trumps, clearly. So this hand here, if you bid 2 no trumps, clearly you are way, way, way out of your depth, and it would be rather horrible. Now, I'm not saying 1 no trump is much better, but imagine it went 1 no trump, pass, pass, and then a double. Well, then you might have a method of coming back in there, and of course you might end up in 2 clubs. Okay, but it's only if you're doubled that things change. When it goes 1 no trump, pass, I only want you bidding stayman here if you can cope with every response. Okay, so that's enough. We're going to finish off our talk about stayman on Friday. We'll be talking about 4-3-3 hands, and we'll be talking about when we use our systems. Okay, so over 2 no trumps, for instance, and they've doubled us. A 1 no trump overcall, various things. Okay, let's look at the quiz. Remind ourselves of the quiz. So 1 spade from you, 1 no trump, and from what I could see, okay, all I could see was a choice between 2 no trumps and pass, and I think that's what the choice should be. You've got to choose between 2 no trumps and pass. Okay. So I mean, you've got to evaluate your hand. Okay, you've got to evaluate your hand. So first of all, what's your partner shown? Is everybody happy with what partner's shown? Unless you have a specific agreement, your partner should have 6 to 9 points. 6 to 9 points. Okay, I don't mind if you give me 2 answers. It's definitely 1 3/4 no trumps. So clearly if partner has 9 points, you would want to be in game. But that's, you know, with an average 16, I don't want to be bidding 2 no trumps. I don't like playing 1 no trump as 5 to 9. That's too much. Okay, that is probably someone who plays 3 weak 2s. Okay, really, it's not great. So there are rags. Your honours are by themselves, but you have got ace king to 5 in a suit. You do have ace king to 5. Okay, now you're not expecting much support from your partner, but he might have the queen doubleton, he might have 3 small and a 4-3-3-3 hand. So it's a tricky one. In a way, I think both answers are right, but I know playing teams, I'm definitely going to bid 2 no trumps, and playing pairs, I'm probably going to bid 2 no trumps. So when I pick up the hand, although the honours are by themselves, I believe when I pick the hand up, that spade suit is worth an extra point. So when I pick it up, I'm calling it 17. Okay. Once my partner's bid 1 no trump, I would probably call it a reasonable 16. And with a reasonable 16, I would say half of the 8 counts your partner has, you may well make 3 no trumps as well. So I'm going to bid 2 no trumps here. Now you're probably going to be shocked here that you're actually going to finish in 4 hearts on this hand. Okay, so let's see how the auction progresses. We're not playing 5-card majors, Joe. Okay, well, some of you are, but I'm not. Okay, so let's see the hand you've got here, and let's see how the auction actually finishes. Okay, so when you're opposite 6 to 9, generally, if you believe you have a bad 16, okay, you should not be inviting game. That's crucial, because of course your partner's got 6 to 9, and you can't just, you want him to go for game with 8 or 9. So this isn't easy. Okay, if you believe it's a bad 16, and I'm quite happy for you to evaluate as a bad 16, and if you believe that, then you pass 1 no trump. Now, look at the East hand. I hope everybody is happy that he's responded 1 no trump. He is not strong enough to bid 2 hearts. It would work on this hand, but of course if we just had 14 points, he's not strong enough to bid 2 hearts, and we'd end up bidding a game when we shouldn't be in it. Okay. However, 3 hearts is a brilliant bid from East. Okay, what he's doing is saying, partner, I'm weak, but I believe, remember, sorry, it's a little bit confusing. Okay, all right. Oh, sorry, I've made it 17 points. Oh, that's cheating. I apologize. Oops, what happened there? What card did I change? Oh, I've given you the Jack of Clubs, have I? Apologies for that. Okay, pretend the Jack of Clubs isn't in the West hand there. Okay, yeah, okay, so pretend the Jack of Clubs is not in the West hand. Apologies for that. Okay, all right. So, yes, the Jack of Clubs was, I think, the 7 of Clubs or something, so apologies. So, 1 spade, 1 no trump, 2 no trumps. East then comes to live with 3 hearts. And what he's saying is, partner, please leave me in 3 hearts. And most of the time, you should pass 3 hearts. However, your Queen of Hearts has just become excited. You've got a doubleton. You've got Ace King in your spade suit. You've got Ace of Clubs. Wow. Okay, wow. Okay. Remember, I don't want you bidding 2 spades. Good point there. Will, I think, has put that there. Okay. Okay, we bid 2 spades with 6. So, I would bid 4 hearts, don't get me wrong. Okay. Yep, just to explain, in the West hand, apologies, the Jack of Clubs should not be there. Apologise for that. The Jack of Clubs should not be there in the West hand. Okay. And I think 4 hearts is a very good contract. Not easy to bid. Not easy to bid. Okay. Now, of course, some of you will get there because you'll respond 2 hearts and you're thinking, what's the fuss about? But obviously, okay, if your partner had 2 hearts. Remember, it's tricky because we're talking about 1 no trump, but the West did not open with a transfer. West did not open 1 no trump. It was a 1 spade opening bid. 1 spade opening bid here. So, of course, you can't bid a transfer over that. Okay. So, I think that's tricky. I do not mind if you chose to pass there. Do not worry if you chose to pass. Okay. All right. Let's have a look at quick reminder, quick chat about the website. So We are getting excited now. We're getting excited about Bernard Magee Bridge. Well, I am anyway. I was a little bit dubious last week because we were a bit behind, but we've now, hopefully we're going to have a site to sort of navigate by. We've got people going through it tomorrow and the day after, getting rid of the glitches. And we'll probably get some of you to log on soon, not to look at it, but to check your details before the Monday and things like that. So things are happening and it's looking good. And as I say, we have a feeling that a few of you might have forgotten various details. So rather than having all that happening on Monday, we may well start that process on Friday. But bear with me on that, okay? And yeah, no, so exciting, and organising the various elements of it, the quizzes, the hands, the playing of the set hands is going to be interesting. Also trying to set up how we talk to each other, both on Facebook, also in a Facebook private group, and also we'll have a forum. So I know some of you will be happy with the idea of a Facebook private group, a chat room there. I'm getting used to it, but we'll also have a forum as well. So lots to go on with. As I say, you can sign up at Bernard Magee Bridge if you fancy that. If you've got any problems, please do contact us. I know a lot of you have had. We are going through them all, and we've got through to most of you. The girls in the Mr. Bridge office have been helping Emily and Jessica, and Helen has been on the case as well. So and me, although I'm told to try and get on with what I'm doing. So we will see. And you've got various things there. We'll still have the lives on Monday and Friday, but we will have the sound sync is to do with your computer, I think, unless I've gone behind here. Okay, but we will see that. And what we're planning to do is the Monday live as usual. The Friday live will hopefully be a little bit easier. We'll have the Friday teams, but we'll then have all of the information on your thing. So sometimes what will happen is you'll get something going wrong with your own computer. It doesn't generally happen if you are looking at the recordings, obviously, that are pre-recorded here. But we will have some help. I say help, we'll have a lot of help files on this new website designed to help you. So we'll have one of which will be how can you get the best out of your videos, for example, and one of those will actually involve changing the quality and things like that, which isn't necessarily easy to do, but by looking at it, it'll give you ideas and making sure you're full screen and things like that. Okay, so let's look at another quiz. Don't worry about passwords, as I say, you'll get a chance to log on if you want to. And then you will be able to email us and say, what's my password? Okay, let's look at, oh God, I've skipped. There's the quiz. This is a longer auction, so let's take our time and go through it. 1 heart from south. You passed correctly. Your spadesuit is not good enough for a weak overcool. We've talked about this a long time ago. I think it was... Was it 8 weeks ago? When I overcall on weak hands, I'm quite happy to do it, but I like to have a strong suit. So you passed with the west hand. 2 hearts from north. Then your partner made a takeout double. 3 hearts from south. 3 spades from west. You are west. You're always west on this. Sorry, you're always west. Okay. I hope people have got that by now. But anyway, 3 spades from you, 4 hearts from north, pass. So a little bit trickier here. So let's go through it again. 1 heart. You have passed. 2 hearts from north. Double from your partner for takeout. 3 hearts from south. 3 spades from west. 4 hearts from north, pass. Okay, so that's a bit trickier. It's more realistic in a sense. It's the kind of auction you have often at the table, whereas at most of my bidding quizzes you're just having 1 or 2 rounds. Here we've got to the 3rd round. What should you be bidding? Okay. All right, so have a think about that one. I think that's a pretty tricky one, so have I think. So I'll leave it up for a little long. It's love all. Love all. You can see the vulnerability there. It's in the right hand side there. Love all. Love all. Both sides non-vulnerable. Okay. Okay. So that's us. Another one gone. And the last ones of our strictly charity events is finishing on Friday. As I say, we will be free to air on the Monday. But I will be talking about the website. We'll have a bit of bridge, but talking about the website in a big way. On Friday, we are talking about stayman a little bit more. 4-3-3 hands. No, 4-3-3-3 hands. Okay, interference, and when do we use our conventions? You know, how many different situations can we use those conventions in? I hope you enjoyed that. Make sure you've got sun cream if you're going out. Enjoy the hot weather. I think it might be stormy when we come back on Friday. I'm not sure. Hope you enjoyed it today, and see you soon. Thank you very much.